So at the end of the PowerPoint, it showed examples of modern communist and socialist states like Cuba and Venezuela. But you may have noticed that probably the most significant modern communist nation, China, wasn't on that slide. And that's because I wanted to use the video to go in more depth on the evolution of China from an economic standpoint, because it exhibits all the common characteristics of command economies and sort of the life cycle of that kind of economic system. I divided Chinese economic history into three major time periods. There is the period just after the revolution from 1949 to 1958. There's the Great Leap Forward from 1958 to 1962. And there's the start of the China we know from that point on. And I will talk about all of these in more depth. So we have, in the period just after the revolution, we see that a pure command economy sort of works. Many of the citizens are fired up by the rhetoric of the revolution, and as a result, production is decent because of how motivated the populace is at doing the work. Um, but that starts to wane, or that starts to fade out as China um, progresses, and so they come up with the Great Leap Forward, which is a massive program designed to industrialize China overnight, but it fails spectacularly because as the factors of production flow towards industry, they have to flow away from somewhere else, and they flow away from agriculture. So similar to the Soviet Union, China has a massive famine that will kill upwards of 70 million people, and is really one of the great mass death events in human history. And so after that debacle, China realizes that what they're doing isn't working. And so from that point to now, they've picked up uh, different aspects of a market economy. Particularly, as you probably all know, there a lot of companies go to them for manufacturing because the labor is so cheap. Um, However, that doesn't mean, still from a political and ideological standpoint, China's still very communist. They're very authoritarian, but they are fully integrated in sort of the larger world market economy in a way that some other communist nations aren't.